Thank you for being our friends.
Thank you for being with us
Look,
on
I'm an angel.
Halloween. You are. You are. Thank you for being with us on Halloweening.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are obviously our favorites.
Yeah. Kelly's in the house.
Kelly.
We got Kelly and KJ and Vicky and Alicia. And I am brand new.
Ooh, brand new. And Linda Lawson made it.
Linda.
I saw that.
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited you made it, Linda.
Okay, listen, Bob is out with hunting friends. And I told him he needs to send. Well, first we asked, are there any single gentlemen in this group? And he said yes. And I said, then send me their picture. We have yet to get pictures of these gentlemen.
Oh, Marsha's here too. Dawn and Marsha and Janet Estes.
Hi, Dawn. Hi, Janet. And Linda.
All of you alls. Y'all are our favorites.
So we are going to talk about the fact that we've had no videos.
Robin the Goblin made it. And Darlene.
Yay. That we've had no videos up. And I think we discussed this on our members only live. We've decided through the winter that we're gonna go to probably Juanita. Probably go to 1, maybe 2 videos a week. But what we're gonna do, because we are working inside on the shipping container, so we're actually, hi Colleen. We're going to be filming, working in the shipping container, editing, uploading those videos, and making them available to members until we have the barn finished, because we get a lot of flack on jumping around. And so we're only going to post videos of the barn until we have the barn dried in. So the roof on, hopefully that does happen this winter.
Yeah.
Our biggest issue that we're having right now is we had a stack of logs and we were milling through some of those logs, and quite a few of them were rotten.
Yeah.
And so my grapple is broken. And then our friend Greg, his grapple is also broken. So apparently it's a thing. But we need the grapple on the skid loader to move our logs. So I don't know. I know that we could also drag the logs, and we may have to do that. The worst part about that is it gets the log filthy, and that really does affect the blades.
Dulls it.
Colleen had some rotten ones too, she said.
KJ said, so you're not moving to Tahiti? You're not quitting and moving to Tahiti?
No.
Hi, Ian.
Hi, Ian.
Penny Glen Homestead over there in Scotland.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
So,
Dinky-doo.
We've really just rested this last, I mean, gosh, has it been a week and a half? Week and a half? And to be honest with you, I think we're going to rest more. I mean, we can work on the kitchen and stuff.
Hi, Mary.
I tried to lift up the Ugreen power bank, and it weighs like 24 pounds, and I could barely do it. That's how much muscle failure
Patricia
we have. Hi, Patricia. Mom. Oh, hi. And so, yeah, so we've just been relaxing, resting our bodies, all of those things. We have made some decisions on animals too.
Yeah. Now, relaxing doesn't mean that we do absolutely nothing and just sit around. We do take care of animals and other things that need to be done.
The have-tos. We do the have-tos.
Yes, it can be very affordable to be a member.
Yes.
Even the lowest one, and you get some great benefits.
And I think we're going to try to do, we're going to, because we're going to, we'll be getting Starlink up here pretty soon. And we can really take you guys along right as things are happening, which we've really tried to do, but it's hard. It's hard when we have to wait on specific things. We're kind of at a sitting spot with milling or even doing anything on the barn. We do have some things cut. We're going to try to get through the rest of those. I met up with Randy today and we talked about the next couple of steps and what to do and how to do them and all of those things. And it's official. We have an 8-12 pitch.
Now, Nancy's making a good point. She says, if that's the case, then I'm going to stop because I can't afford membership. I'm sorry, I can't.
Well, that's totally fine because these videos will eventually be available for everybody. Mm-hmm. It's just not going to be in the time frame of it actually happening. And it's also been kind of what's been suggested to keep the channel growing. And I don't want people to think that, oh, they donated money to get these plates and then we're no longer working on the barn. And that's a real thing. So I don't want people to think that. So we are still working on the barn. It's just when we can't get out there because of weather or it's cold or whatever, we're working inside. And I mean, we got a lot of flack for bouncing our videos around. Yeah. And it really, really affected the growth of the channel. So everything that we put out will eventually be put out for everybody to view, the exact video, because I'll just download it back into my computer and re-upload it for everybody to see. And it won't affect our algorithm that way. So,
and just watching us, Nancy, helps the channel.
Yeah, it does. A huge amount.
We greatly appreciate that. We're just trying to do some bonus things for those people that are doing a little extra as far as the memberships.
And we're doing what other channels do. So that's very typical with the memberships. So
Darlene says, I like every video you put out. I don't care what order it comes in.
We appreciate that.
And Dawn needs prayers for his wife. She is not going to have a bypass. She starts chemo on Thursday.
Okay.
Prayers for you and your wife, Dawn.
Yeah.
KJ, is that a robot in the back seat in the blue package?
That is
you wish.
That's the Hercules cutter that goes on, that we use, the beam cutter.
That is funny. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Joyce. So I just want to let you guys know that, because we're not going to be putting out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're either going to be putting out Monday or Fridays. Like I'm pretty sure we may do just Wednesdays. I don't know. I'm not really sure what we're going to do yet. We do have, so we did a video for Bluetti and kind of told you guys what we think about the Bluetti that we've gotten. And they wanted to see it before I put it out. And even though she got to see it, she asked for me to hold it until the 1st. So it'll go out tomorrow. Yeah. But I do have to say, I really love that one. It charges really fast.
It's amazing.
It works really, really well. It's definitely going to fit our needs. When we started researching how much was it going to cost to get actual new batteries for the whole solar wind turbine system, you know, those are like $500 a piece, and we were going to need like 4 to 6 of them to you know, so we were looking at 3,000, which this unit was 2,500, and because they're on sale right now. So I don't know, whenever I started working on the just the price to get electricity back here quickly, that it was kind of the best go around. So
we got Lana here from Minnesota.
Hi, Lana.
Dawn says, I love your laughs, they bring me joy.
Thank you so much. That's very sweet.
Yes,
that's very sweet.
KJ, my uncle came up for trick-or-treating, and because it's the 1-year anniversary of my mom, his sister's death, we had a good time.
That's awesome. Aww. You know, I've only lived one place where two, actually. Well, no, I guess the military. When I was in the military, we lived where we could do trick-or-treaters, but
Colleen's gonna be a grandma.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Her daughter's due in May. That's awesome.
And it's a lot of fun to have trick-or-treaters come by. That's exciting, Colleen. Babies are so fun. Babies are so fun.
Robin, when I go back to work, I will get some memberships. I just hold on, guys. We're gonna get this veteran channel going.
I appreciate that.
From your mouth to God's ear.
We have definitely been talking to other veterans, and I'll tell you what is lacking is getting other veteran YouTubers that are veterans to do our challenge.
Yeah. It's disappointing because,
Yeah.
you know, veterans are so big on helping each other out, and the fact that nobody else wants to.
Yeah. They either haven't seen it or, hi, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
They either haven't seen it or they just don't want to participate in it or whatever. And so if you know of veterans that YouTube, if you watch someone else, you should tell them to come over and do our challenge. I think
It literally
it's kind of a show of force.
And it really does only take like 20 seconds out of their video.
Yeah.
The one I did, I had 20 seconds put in there.
Yeah. So, and I really want to get a group collaboration video of everybody in it.
Yeah.
Before the holidays really start happening. So definitely spread the word. Those things are super helpful also in growth of your channel. And then I just think the reach to reach other veterans that are struggling during this time of year.
Ty with Quality of Life says, what's up, Buttercup?
What have you been up to? We haven't seen you in a while. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of the update on. So we just didn't want you guys to worry about us because one, we haven't been posting, but we've just been exhausted. So mentally and physically exhausted.
Yeah.
And we just needed the break.
Yep.
What?
Some neat work. There are several cars other than the Ecto 1 driving around too. Some neat work.
Oh. So yeah, we've been, we had this, it's actually going to come up in a upcoming video. We had we have coyotes and such around here, and we have that cougar, but we've never really had coyotes come up into near where we live. We have had them sing the song of their people behind us, where you could tell was it last year when that one spent like 45 minutes trying to get the dogs to come out? Yeah. So this is why I don't, one, let my dogs run loose, and two, even do the collars on them where they don't have an actual barrier fence. So I was sitting in the living room and I glanced over and I saw a coyote out of the corner of my eye. And at first I was like, okay, the hair color and the length and the movement seemed like coyote. So my brain was going, that's a coyote. But then because of the size of it, I was like, maybe it was a deer. Because it really did leap up the mountain behind us onto the pipeline. And then Kim and I are sitting in the living room. The dogs are running outside and they have a doggy door, so they go in and out. And that sucker circled around and came running up on the dog kennel. And they can jump 6 feet. Our dog kennel fence is 6 feet high and they can easily jump. This thing was humongous. It was It was the size of a large German Shepherd. It had really long legs. It was not a wolf. I do know that for a fact. It was not a wolf. It did not appear to be a hybrid of any kind. It physically, I've seen a lot of coyotes. We had like 6 packs that lived around us in Texas, and actually Victor learned to shoot, and would, when he was like 10, and he would definitely take out coyotes as a 10-year-old with 22. He was a dead shot. And so I ran out and started screaming at it, and Kim watched it, and I was just trying to scare it off and make it run off, and it turned around and ran halfway up the pipeline hill to the pipeline, stopped, turned around, and waited.
Was staring at her.
Yeah. So now we haven't been letting the dogs be out there when we're not here. We shut them inside, and We've been doing it where they have to be closed in at night anyway, so they can't, if it's dark, they can't go out there. And in the morning, I do take the flashlight and put it on, let them out to potty, bring them in and shut it until the sun completely comes up. But this was in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like 1 or 1:30?
Yeah, it was light out. It was just unusual. Unusual.
And then my son said he saw it down there at his place too, and they have pigs and such, pigs and chickens, and he actually has our three baby ducks down there in his chicken coop. Yeah, so it's hunting and it's looking, and like the guy at North 40 was saying, they'll send one in to lure out the dogs, and then they'll jump on them as a pack. Yeah.
We got Chuck showed up.
Hi, Chuck.
Hey, Chuck. Good to see you. Ty says that he's not been at it for a while. Life got really busy. Didn't even post a video for something in like 3 months. We get you.
Well, I mean, you're a volunteer fireman, so you get really busy. I hope the fire season wasn't too bad for you this year.
He also said he had a big bobcat jump the inner fence to grab a chicken right next to the house. Darlene says, I must have missed it. What is this Veterans Challenge you're talking about?
Okay. So we are doing, for those of you that don't know, my mother was a veteran, and she ended up committing suicide December 10th in 2000. And that is a really big issue in the, in veteran society, and we lose 22 a day. And so I know that other people deal with depression. I know that other people have PTSD, and, but this is kind of my, this has my heart. I'm a veteran. Kimmy's a veteran. We have many veteran friends. And so we are doing a let other veterans know that as a veteran, I have your back. I have your six is what we call it. So it's the same as I have your back. And so we're asking other veterans who have YouTube channels to just stand up and say, I'm a veteran. I served in this branch of the military, and I have your six. And so, it's really hard and I'm going to say, especially for men, to reach out and say, I'm struggling. I think society-wise, it's so much easier for women. It's still difficult. Don't get me wrong. It's very hard. But I think especially for men, it's really, really hard. And so, it's, and also for those of you who don't know, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I have 8.5 years of sobriety, but it's very similar. One alcoholic can help another alcoholic because we've been through very, very similar things and we get it, right? It's the same with veterans. Like, I can talk to another veteran who has struggled and they get it. I don't have to go into a lot of detail because they get it, and one example that I said was, it's very similar to someone does not have children, telling someone who has children how to parent their children. You're not going to listen to them. I don't care how credible their information is. I don't care how good it is. They're just not going to listen. So, but you have one parent say, oh, hey, when my son was doing that or my daughter was doing that, I did da 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 da, and it worked really well. They'll give it a go. So it's very similar to that. It's just, helping someone who has walked in your shoes, you're able to do that. So, this is my baby. This is what I want. This is what I want to do. I want to offer that. I want to extend that. And I want to let people know, there are options. And you know what? I would much rather talk on the phone to somebody all night long and be able to continue to talk to them for many years than to not get that phone call and never get to speak to them again.
So we're trying to get other YouTubers to put this out as well. Yeah. And just to bring awareness and remember our veterans.
Right.
So, Anita said, what is your largest need right now?
Husbands. Who want to carry the heavy things.
And like sandwiches.
I will make a sandwich. It's fine. Let's see.
That's not a need. That's a want.
I
want.
perceive that as a need.
What's your largest need right now?
What is our largest need right now? As far as something that we need to get done is finishing up our firewood. I think, you know, we did some fundraising for our plates. We still need some money to go towards that. I did contact a local guy to see if we can get the plates made so that they don't have to be shipped. And so I'm just waiting for him to get back to me. I would have to say that's probably our biggest need. And then, you know, being able to get the grapple fixed so that we can move all of our logs, because we are at a standstill with logs.
We need to get new tires for Samson because he's
yes.
bald and winter's coming. And,
yeah, that's actually a huge need because eventually we're not going to be able to drive anywhere.
We're looking on the Facebook Marketplace trying to see for any good deals. And
I did purchase a new steering column for the Ford for Johnny.
Yes.
That's Johnny, the white F350. He has fantastic tires, but he also needs replacement batteries. Both of his batteries are just dead. So, you know, that's like $400.
Yeah. Ian has a question for you.
Okay.
Ian from Off Grid with Peniglen Homestead over in Scotland.
I'm so glad Kimmy can say that because I cannot.
He said, have you been charging your Blue Eddies via your solar panels or have you been charging up by generator? I currently have 3 Blue Eddies and I'm still charging them via solar.
Via solar?
That's what he said.
Oh, okay. So we right now are using the generator and the 300, the AC 300, we ran it all the way down to 0, which you really should not do. It's not recommended, but I wanted to see how long it took to charge it from 0 to 100% with our generator. We have a small generator, not a super tiny one. It's the smallest one that you can actually plug an RV into with a 30 amp. It has a 30 amp on it, from Harbor Freight. And it charged it from 0 to 100 in 2 hours and 15 minutes. And so what we do is we charge the other things off of the bigger Blue Eddy because they all take longer to charge. In the morning, we hook those up, we charge them, and then we charge the AC 300 with the generator. And we bring it up the charge, which we really don't have to do, but we just do it. We charge it at night right before bed. So that when we get up, it's at like 73%. And then I have the smaller Ugreen unit in my room that I charge my phone off of, and I have to have noise going. So my phone's running. So it's constantly charging it. And then a fan and a light and such. And
because right now we don't have the battery for the solar. So the solar panels aren't, they need to be moved so they're in full sun longer, but we don't have the battery space. The batteries we had were not working. So.
Well, we can hook the solar panels directly to, but again, we have to purchase that wire and we have to move those further back because they're actually where the sun is. It's in the shade and yada, yada.
Yeah. So those are the reasons we're not using the solar.
Right. And we kind of have to pick our battles. Yep. When I say, I mean, I know you guys get it because you watch us and you know how much that we really do. We have been physically exhausted for actually quite a while. And when we're not physically exhausted, Kimmy and I can hook that up, but one on each side and walk that sucker. I don't think we could do it right now, to be honest with you. I really don't think we could.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, it's going to cost us money to run the generator, but it's so much more economic with just running that a couple of hours.
True. Colleen said, had an owl visit the chicken coop run this morning. I just saw the winning wing right behind the coop as it took off. The chicken stayed in the coop most of the day.
Yeah.
Smart chickens.
Yeah.
KJ says, sounds like the bobcat. Correction, the coyote needs some lead in its diet.
Well, so we went to North 40 and purchased some of that and had a hoot.
Had some practice today.
We did.
We were really proud of how well we did.
We have not shot in a very, very long time, and we both definitely hit the target. Yeah. I guess we have to say. Yeah. I mean, I put these tiny little dots that are like I think they're 3/4 of an inch dot.
I didn't mean to time out whoever I just turned out. Sorry.
On trees that are in the path of where the coyote was running. And we were target shooting at those. And this is a little 22 that I've had for like 12 years, have not used. And my ex actually bought it for me, and then he was stupid and I got mad at him. And every time I would look at it, I would get more mad. So now I'm over it. Now I can use it. And that little sucker is just cute. Isn't it cute? I mean, I just think it's so cute. And it fired really well. We got to zero it in and such, but it's shooting low to the right. So you either Kentucky windage it up to the left. Oh, Janet, you are so sweet. Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Thank you so much.
Michael from Green Bay, Wisconsin is here.
Hi, Michael.
And Michael says, I'm a veteran. I served in Vietnam.
Oh.
So, bless you. Thank you so much for your service.
Okay, so question, how do you feel about thank you so much for your service? So I've been asked this multiple times, and I've asked other veterans this, how they feel about it. And I don't know about you, but it makes me feel awkward. But I do know.
It makes me feel awkward too. But the Vietnam vets, they got such a rough time. People did not support them.
So my stepdad, my mother, and my biological father were all Vietnam veterans also. And yeah, so
I'm always like.
I'm just always curious how everybody feels about it.
It makes me uncomfortable as well. Let's see. Robin said no. Ty says when the bobcat jumped the fence, it was in the middle of the afternoon also.
Really?
So crazy. Robin said I had a city mouse in my closet. A city mouse.
Did you name him and get him a hat?
Carrie says, did you see the Facebook post about the mama bear with her 3 cubs on the road headed up to my place? Something has been testing the pig's electric fence, but I don't have a camera on them.
Oh, up to your property. Okay. No, I did not see that.
Yeah.
I did not see that. We have not seen any bear. We were talking to Randy and Darla about that. We have not seen any proof of any bear here.
Thankfully.
All the neighbors have game cameras up. I'm going to be putting up a couple of game cameras. I have some just very very inexpensive ones. You have to actually go out and pull the cord to check it. But we can at least see what's running and when it's running on our trail. And nobody has seen bear.
Ty says the fire season was normal in his area except for the Newell Road fire that came close to them. Janet says we help her with her depression.
Oh, Janet, I'm so glad. You know, that's been the best thing I would say about this channel. And it's so funny because everybody that I know that talks about starting a channel is you have that. It's awkward. It's weird. It's hard to put yourself out there. You're very vulnerable. Like, people that didn't like you in high school can get on here and say mean things to you. And there's like nothing you can do. You don't like the sound of your voice because you're not used to what it looks like.
My butt looks fat.
I know, right? I actually...
Nobody told me I'm that annoying.
I messaged Kimmy once and I was like, why did you not tell me that those pants look like that on me?
And I said, because I don't look at you that way.
Well, it's because we don't see ourselves the way other people see us. And so you go through this super just awkward phase. And then eventually you give a damn is busted and you don't care. And you're like, I'm going to be me and I don't care what people think. And it's because of you guys, because you guys message us and you support us and you're like so kind and you're just so sweet and like we get excited about
love us even when we have off days.
Like you don't even care that our back seat's filthy. Like don't even care. And things like that, Janet, where you're like, you help me with my depression and this helps me with my depression. And so then it just becomes super fun. We had someone tell us that too. You guys do a lot of lives. Like you need to teach a class on doing lives.
Well, but see, I think for I can't speak for just Heather, but for me, it's easier to do a live with your best friend because
Yes.
it takes away the awkwardness
Yeah.
that, like, she has the gift of gab. I don't. So doing a live by myself is terrifying.
What? I have a gift of gab.
I have
What?
done I think
Yeah.
2 of them by myself, but it's so much
Yeah.
more fun to have this conversation with her and you and me, like all of us,
Yeah.
you know?
It's funny because another thing that they say is to treat the camera as if it's a person's, one of your friends standing
You guys
there.
are our friends.
And in the beginning, that's really hard to do. But now it's just like, oh, Alicia's there, Linda's there, KJ's there. It's so much easier now.
Sorry, guys, we are getting a little bit behind. So if I'm missing your messages,
It's because I'm
I
gabby.
apologize.
Anna was hibernating.
Haven't gotten to that. Let's see. Fire season, we got that part. Oh, KJ, my uncle and I were just talking about my grandpa today, World War II combat rifleman. Folks say he was changed when he came back, but grandpa never went to self-destruct mode. I don't know how he did it.
I have to say they were built different. My grandpa also, World War II veteran. He was in multiple conflicts. He actually was in multiple branches of service, and they legitimately were just built different. They survived things that we're very spoiled we don't have to deal with now. And so I know, like, living this life. So just bringing it back around to this, we've had people just tell us there's just no way that I could not have plumbing in my house. There's just no way that I could live without having a flushing toilet. There's no way that I could. And I just think you guys, people just shortchange themselves because you can. And when you do, it just builds your character. And I think that generation just had so much of that they were definitely able to handle a lot more
Yeah.
than the thing about the Vietnam veterans that is just so heartbreaking is, as a soldier, when you're out there and you're like, but my country has my back.
Mm-hmm.
My friends have my back. And I don't know about you guys, but I have had a friend turn on me that was a really good friend, and then, or I thought so, and then they turn on you and they don't want to be your friend anymore. It's heartbreaking. Times that by every person in the country.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine.
Michael said it does not bother him. It does not make him feel uncomfortable when someone thanks him for his service.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. KJ says it makes me feel awkward. I appreciate it, but it still is awkward.
Yeah.
That's how I feel too.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say because I always knew that I was going to be a soldier. I was a soldier's daughter. We're a big military family, and I was like a 4-year-old, and people would ask, what do you want to do? That was like a big thing. What do you want to do when you're an adult? I'm going to be a soldier and a police officer. Like that was like totally my answer. And it always stayed that way. So, you make that decision and you go in and you do the job that you're going to do.
Right.
Exactly.
Right, KJ. We did volunteer. And and honestly, when people thank me for my service, I'm like, well, I didn't do 10 deployments like KJ.
Yeah.
Or I wasn't a prisoner of war, or I wasn't this, or I wasn't that. And I mean, I get it though. You put your life on the line by signing those on the dotted line, right, to let the government tell you what to do. So.
Right. And I know, like.
Hi, Jody.
Hi, Jody. Our drill sergeants so when we went in, it was for Desert Storm, and like literally I was signing up anyway, but Desert Storm happened to happen during that time.
It did.
And so when we were in basic training, they just kept telling us, you're going. They rushed us through a whole lot of things because we were going to go be deployed. And then right when we were about to graduate from AIT, They were like, okay, it's over. And our drill sergeant was like,
They're big fat liars.
They
because
were.
They
It went
told
on
me
for-
I was right before you.
Yeah.
And they told us the same thing.
same thing.
Same. You guys are going over.
Yeah.
You guys are going. You guys are going.
Maybe they were just stressing us
And then
out.
they're like, no. Half you guys are going to Hawaii. Half you guys are going to Alaska.
They actually did not have orders for us. So I really think we were going because they had no orders. There was this huge scramble to get orders.
Yeah, I think
For all
I
of
remember
us.
them saying that with ours too.
Well, we had people that were working in the office and they were like, no, it's for real. There's no orders. We don't have any orders. So I know we had like, my husband was an 82nd Airborne. So he had his orders. Those that had those kinds of things definitely had theirs. But those of us that were just general, we did not. But our drill sergeant was like, I'm just really impressed that you guys signed up.
Anna said, as someone who chose not to serve, we are aware we are indebted to you all, regardless of the government's games. You guys have placed your lives on the line to protect us. We are thanking you for being willing to die for us and our freedoms. And then Vicky said, what Anna said. And then Janet said, what Anna said. And Alicia said, yes, Anna. Mary, 100% what Anna said.
Anna's the group representative.
Yes. People who don't have military families have no idea the sacrifice that goes into protecting the USA.
You know, I got to watch that the other side. So, because my cousin Abby married a veteran and he was deployed to Iraq, I think like 8 times. And he was a sergeant, but she held down the fort. And let me tell you what, like, she really needs to be like, does anybody, if you want to marry a veteran, I think you should have to, this is what it is really going to be like. Yeah. Because, you know, she struggled. She had to run the whole house. She had to do all of the things. She had to pay all the bills. She had to, you know, send him gifts and packages and such that he needed because they ran out of ketchup.
She essentially was a single parent.
Yes, a total single parent. And then your veteran comes home.
And then things change.
Everything's disrupted in the house. And then the veteran is dealing with the things that they're dealing with. And, you know, I think especially for, and her and I have had this conversation, the wife allowing the man to be the man, and giving him that space to do things different than what she was. I'm telling you, she was like, the things that happened to guys that he served with, that were serving with him. He had one guy, his wife actually sold their house and moved, and he had no idea. Like, there was just horrible things that happened to these poor guys while they were over there.
Yeah. KJ said, I got sent to Germany straight out of tech school in 1997. Oh, you were with my brother.
Oh.
He was in Germany and right around there. I did one Desert Shield deployment, some Yugoslavia stuff, then 9/11 happened, and it was on. For years, we were going 6 months downrange, 6 back.
Yeah.
Chuck says they had us believe we were going to war with Russia 10 times in the 70s.
Yeah.
Robin, people who don't have military families have no idea. We talked about that one.
Yeah. It's so real, though. It's such a different... You know, and the thing that gets me, so Kim and I were talking about this, only 7% of the population are veterans, and even less are women veterans. But, you know, if you think about it, that surprises me because I have so many veteran friends, veteran family members, you know, all of that kind of stuff, which is why this is just such a thing for me, why, you know, I want to champion people that come home and that are struggling. And, you know, the thing is I've walked the walk. I struggled for a very long time with diagnosed untreated PTSD and trying to be normal and not being able to do that. I could hopefully help somebody. Plus, with my ability to train dogs, that is something that I definitely want to get back into, training dogs for service members.
Plus, trying to understand yourself and your symptoms and that kind of stuff, because You know, like I never in a million years thought I had PTSD, but I had a lot of issues, like big issues. And I'm like, I don't know why I have these issues. But then, you know, when I start talking to Heather and hanging out with Heather more, because I mean we would talk, but we were lived in different states and
Right.
stuff. And then I was like, crap, that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
Those are things I did. Like if you know I had the same scenarios, then I would respond this way. And
Right.
so it's really to know that you're not just crazy or
Right.
what have you,
Right.
that there's other people that are going through this and they understand. It's like amazing. It is really truly amazing.
Yeah.
So
Well, again, and you're more willing to take the advice.
right.
You're more willing to say, so you felt this way, you went through this,
Yep.
you tried this and it worked.
Yep.
You know, and that's huge.
Yep.
It's absolutely huge.
Because you were a total shut-in.
Total shut-in, you guys. I did not speak to people. I did not interact with people. If I had to, then I did. But it would wipe me out. Because I was I was raising dogs, and I would sell litters of puppies. I would have one weekend where people would come and I could hold it together until that last bit. And then I was shut in. I only left my bedroom to go to the bathroom, to get some food. I mean, my poor kid, like he had to take care of his mom basically as a, you know, fourth grader.
I couldn't even order a pizza. I could not talk to people on the phone. When I got the job that I got, I was working night shift in a nursing home, and I was like, I don't really have to deal with people because, you know,
Yeah.
it's night shift. But then I got this opportunity to work at this doctor's office, and I was like, I don't know if I can do it. This means I have to talk to people. This means I have to do these things. And honestly, I think that really was a key for like part of my recovery, because I was forced to put myself in all these uncomfortable positions and I didn't
Right.
die. So
My psychiatrist, and Tim, yes, I was the crazy dog lady. My psychiatrist was like, you need to go out and make friends. I was like, I do not need to make friends. I can have children. I'm a woman. I'll just have a baby, and then I can have 18 years of a friend.
Yeah.
I don't need to go make friends. But yeah, no, it was it's really, really hard. And anybody that deals with depression knows this. It's really hard to take those first steps. And I'm really wanting to, one of the best things that I did, so I trained German Shepherds. I did protection dogs. I belonged to a club. We would go do bite work and such with our dogs. And we did a lot of tracking and obedience and that kind of thing, which you don't really need to be around people. But the bite work, you do need the help of a handler that can take the bite.
those were fun.
Those were so much fun.
I
But I
liked
had
them.
a dog that was really, really soft. And so I was trying to find a job for her. And she liked herding. So I started going to this herding club. And I would go to this lady's farm. She had all these sheep. And we would do I would do herding clinics. And it became this thing of, okay, well, if I go to this herding clinic, then I know that I'm gonna end up taking some shutdown time. But those ladies are there's a very big difference in the personality type of protection dog training people and sheep herding people / agility or whatever. There's a very big difference in the personality type. So it wasn't as hard to be around them. So I started spending more time and doing things and like going to breakfast with them and, you know, whatever. And, it was that little nudge to start doing stuff. Her husband was also a veteran. And so she was kind of the veteran whisperer.
Mary says, I got tears. I am so honored to know you, Heather and Kimmy.
Oh, we love you.
Of course, yeah, we do. Absolutely. Tim, putting yourself in a situation way out of your comfort zone is a good thing, but you must have friends that will support you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Robin says, that's how I feel when I'm in physical pain.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bet the difference is big. KJ, is that how you got into corgis?
I actually got into
At first, I thought
corgis.
she said cowgirls. I was like, she's
You're like,
not
"She's
into
not either."
cowgirls.
So I got into corgis because I had sold a protection pair of dogs, a male female pair of protection dogs, to a lady in Fort Worth, and she actually raised lemurs for the zoos and such. And so
Why didn't you raise those?
I know,
That would have been fun.
I know
We could have had
they were
monkeys
so
on this
cute.
channel. We would have blown up. Anyways, go ahead with your story.
And so her sister had purchased a corgi, and it was a very, very dominant dog. She was really tiny, like smaller than, well, she might have been the same size as Justin, but she left her at the lady's house that I sold the dogs to. And since she had just she had bought this pair of dogs for me, and she was like, hey, this just happened, this dog, I don't know what to do. And I said, well, I can take her and evaluate her, because she's like, my sister just dumped her at my house and I just really do not know what to do. She's wreaking havoc. And I'm like, well, the shepherds will kill her. Like, if she's attacking other dogs in your house, the shepherds will kill her. They will fight her and they will win. And so I said, I'll come get them. It was like a 4.5-hour drive. And I went up there and I got this little dog, and she was a dominant alpha dog. Like, she was like, I had to put a little muzzle on her to bring her into my house because she was trying to attack. She's like, who's the biggest, meanest one here? That's the one I'm going to attack. I love that little dog. I was like,
so she was the true meaning of the B word.
Yes, exactly. And I fell in love with her, and I actually had her. She ended up giving her to me. She's like, here's her papers, here's everything, here's all of her stuff. And she's like, I just can't. The atmosphere has calmed as soon as the dog left the space. Mm-hmm. And man, my dogs would roll her. She had to have a muzzle on anytime she was around my dogs, and she had to get put in her place, and she had to learn to be a pack member. And she was so much fun. You know, they're small and they're fun, and they just have big attitudes, and I like that. And
sounds like a lot of fun.
She ended up having a heart attack. And sad. Yeah, and so I had her for probably 3 years, and she had a heart attack. And I had said, if I ever get out of shepherds, I'm gonna get into corgis. There was a lady that had corgis that did herding, but her dogs barked constantly, and I was like, yeah, I can't do that.
Please explain how you got into cowboys, ladies. KJ, how did you get cowgirls from corgis? It's my eyes, KJ. I admit it. I had a problem. Chuck, I think that's where my love of animals really helped me. Between the army and prison world, I kind of built a wall around myself, and animals helped me. Still do. They absolutely do.
I actually worked for our local sheriff's department in the county jail after I got out for about a year, and my aggression went through the roof. Like, my friends and family were afraid of me. They were like, you need to not work there anymore. It was not good. It was not good. No, it's a tough job. That is a tough job. And you have these personality types that are trying to actively manipulate you to get you to do stuff for them. Good at it. They're good at it. So it's like having this narcissist manipulator love bomb you to get you to do things for them, and you just have to be like, no. The one guy, he ended up in prison because he slept with one of the females.
It's tough. My ex, my kid's dad, he also worked in prison for many years, and it was just, it's tough. It affects you mentally. Yeah. So I'm glad I did not have to do that. No. It's tough. You guys have gotten quiet. How is the trick-or-treating?
I mean, we do have all these joyful topics. So.
I guess so. You have a lot of people knocking on your doors, and
nobody showed up for us.
No.
Colleen, we do have 3 owls here too. Yeah, we have 3, and you hear them in different trees. That's how I know for sure that there's 3 that I've heard.
We've become somber.
It's the candy coma. I'm excited to get the kitchen done. We have, you guys.
Egg roll in a bowl.
Oh, yum. I was looking at the weather forecast for the month of November. It's rain and some more rain. Lots of rain. Lots and lots and lots of rain. Scattered showers and then rain.
The only good thing about rain I can say is at least it's not freezing things. So
right.
You know.
So we're
that.
in the 40s,
Hey,
which is
Virgil.
fantastic. Hi, Virgil. We're in the 40s. That's fantastic. It's just the rain. So we're gonna be like darting out, trying to get some work done, darting back. I don't know. We're gonna have to get an umbrella for the camera because that's usually our issue is the camera.
Yeah, part of it. Yeah. Virgil, we drove by today and we did wave.
We did.
Said hi.
Did
Virgil.
you hear us yell?
Yeah. we yelled from Samson as we drove past. KJ, we did as well. Drew Conrad, Blissful Moments
Drew.
Farm. You want a taco bowl? Drew, it's cool to see you on here. We don't get to see you on here.
Janet had a big blown up dinosaur come to her door. So cute. Oh my gosh. I love those. Those are hysterical.
Janet,
He waved back.
that $50 is going to get us a lot of tacos. I just want to say. Just kidding.
That's funny.
KJ had 2 blown up dinos. Some great costumes this year.
That's so funny.
I like the blow up sumo
Wade.
wrestlers. Those are fun.
Those are hilarious too.
Yeah. If we celebrated,
Yeah.
then we could do something like that. That'd be funny.
I think we should dress up the goats and head down to Victor's and trick or treat.
Yeah.
Knock on the door.
I think we should put our clown costume and go visit
Oh yeah.
go visit our friends over at Anchor Down.
Yeah.
Chuck, hey, it's only going to be 50 something in the AM. Brr. That's pretty cold for Florida.
It is cold for Florida.
Hi, Wade.
I'm super excited because we have not been letting the fire go at night. We have actually been down to 15 degrees, and I do a bedtime, fill it full.
Hi, Carol.
And then let it burn out. And I wake up in the morning and it's between 40 and 45 degrees inside. And we just restart it up and get going, and it warms up pretty fast. So I've been really excited about that. All of the insulation has worked, you guys.
Carol Kettner's on.
Hi, Carol.
She said we did the Wizard of Oz and the 5 grandkids. That's fun.
That's so cute.
Anna said, "Where's Bobbert? Bobbert is out eating with some
single men that he has not sent us pictures of." Just saying.
He was supposed to go hunting with them, but something happened and they're not doing it now. So I don't know. Robin, I miss Bob.
Dude, we don't have Jody, thank you so much.
Bless you, honey.
We don't have coal. I don't have any coal. I might try to get some coal. I don't really know where to get that, but that would be fantastic.
Yes, Wade, we do know. We know that you said that and it happened. You're right.
Well, I mean, it is wintertime. Kind of makes sense that it would snow.
Anna, Bobbert has friends besides us?
I don't
right?
see. I don't believe it because I haven't gotten pictures. So I really feel like it's some shenanigans.
That is true.
It's full on shenanigans. So even though we won't be putting out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday videos, we will continue to do our lives. I had thought about maybe only doing a live once a month on my channel, once a month on your channel, but we love them. So we're going to continue to do them, and we will talk about what we've been working on and what we've been doing. So verbally, if you're not a member, you'll know what we've been doing. We will just be putting those videos out for the members, and then later on making those public so that everybody can see them. Now, if it comes to the point where we know we're not going to get the roof on and we just get the framing done and we have to wait, the reason why that will happen is if our wind is too much.
Yeah.
Because we can continue to put metal on in the cold. We won't do a whole lot at a time, but we can do that. But we can't, if the wind is bad, we can't, and we get higher winds up here. So, but we will continue to work on the framing getting all the framing up. And so if we have to, we'll do the metal roof in the spring early on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is kind of our thoughts. So if that happens, then we'll just start releasing videos for the shipping container build, get you guys caught up and that kind of thing.
Thank you, Wade.
Thank you, Wade. We appreciate that. So, you know, that's just kind of for those of you that haven't been here, that's where we're at with that.
Colleen says, Kimmy, are you ready to keep our wood fire stove going? I hope so.
You know what's funny? So we were talking to Darla.
I do watch over her shoulder.
So, well, we were talking to Darla and Randy, and they were like, every single stove is different. Mm-hmm. And I've figured this one out. But she was like, so when you go to a new one, it's going to be totally different. They're all different.
Drew says, one piece in at the end, and it will still be hot in the morning.
Ours is not. I mean, we do have some coals. There have been times where it's warmer, not 15 degrees, but it's, you know, like 30 or in the higher 20s. And I'll wake up to coals and I literally just have to set more pieces on there and it'll start right back up. You know, and then I've also pulled the charcoal out of the bottom, the big chunks, and set those on top and restarted those. And that has restarted it really well.
It's been nice though. We've stayed in the 40s inside even at night throughout the night.
And that's actually to me really comfortable.
It's been fine. If you get a little chilly, it's because you kicked one of your blankets off and you just put it back on.
Or you didn't sweet talk the dog into snuggling.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, like, it's not been bad. I personally sleep better when I'm cooler than when I'm too hot.
Same. Well, because what I end up doing is it gets really hot that last one. It gets like 90 degrees in there.
Right before bed.
Really hot and it's kind of miserable. And so we do crack our windows next to our beds to get some cool air in and such. And then we close it up and so then that stays fairly warm. So
hard thing about sleeping cooler is leaving your nice warm bed. Yep.
Well, I do get up early. I don't mind it. And so I get up and start the coffee pot and the fire, let the dogs out. And then Kim knows that I really like my alone time in the morning. Like I like to do those things. So she kind of waits for me to finish those things and then she gets up.
And I like the getting up with the sun. So like, you know, in the winter,
I'm up before, in
the winter, I get up later and later. Yeah. I'm like, okay, for a while I was getting up at like 6 and then it was 6:30 and now it's 7. And it's just one of those things. During the summer, we're out getting it early. So
like 4:30.
We both kind of get up early.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's light out early. But yeah, I think she's more a morning person because she likes to just chit chat first thing in the morning. And I'm more of a night person. So.
Yeah, it is very true.
Yep. Let's see. A couple more minutes. Let's see, Colleen, we're in the 60s with just the wood stove. Carol, I wanted to wait till November to turn on, but my eyeballs were getting chilly. That's how you know it's really cold, when you're like trying to do something with your phone and your fingers are cold.
They're like, no.
And you're like, okay, it's a little chilly.
You do this.
Yeah. Or your nose. Like you're like,
yeah.
I have to put the blanket over my head because my nose is too cold.
Yes. Okay, so one big thing that I didn't do correctly is I did not insulate underneath the living room extension. And that's really low to the ground. So it's like this tight. So there's no way, unless I pull up the flooring, that I can put insulation under there. And so the living room floor is cold. It's cold. I'm trying to figure out ways to fix that. I'm thinking that we may do one of those electric floor heaters where you roll that out and you plug it in and all those things. And then you put your flooring on over that. So that's a big possibility that I'm going to do that.
It is about a minute away. Colleen's like, Heads up, QB Camus can handle 7 o'clock before can't handle.
Can't.
That's totally fine.
Early.
It's totally fine.
Let's see if we can read some that we've missed.
Wade, because we can farms. Well, I am natural gas and my heat, and I turned the stove on in September because we have been low in the 30s for some time now.
Yeah, us too. We've been running the wood stove probably for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just
off and on.
Yeah, off and on. And a lot of times we'll start it. We'll let it heat everything else. We'll let it go out, and then when it starts getting chilly again, we'll restart it again.
Ian says, "Good night, everybody."
Good night.
Isn't it good morning there, Ian?
Yeah.
Isn't it like early over there?
Carol says, "I wanted to wait till November to turn it on, but my eyeballs were getting chilly." That's hilarious.
I used to be a morning person, but now I'm not. I sleep till I wake up. That's right, darling.
Wade says that we're going to be getting some rain or snow on Wednesday. We're only getting rain. It's in the high 40s for us. And Sunday.
Don't forget the time change this weekend.
That's right. Or you'll be early for church and you'll be there all by yourself.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. here. Wow.
Mm.
Well, we appreciate that you are so dedicated and are here with us during our live. We appreciate that. Tell Kevin I said hi.
Simper's mom said, "Good night, ladies. Gotta run. Hugs."
Good night, Patricia.
I was gonna say something and then I totally forgot. Ooh, Carol had snow in Indiana. That's legit. I am not a night person at all. Like, I get so tired when the sun goes down. Now, Kelly brought me one of those lights that we were all talking about, those sad lamps. She brought me one of those. That sucker's bright. So I may try that, but honestly, I'm like, okay, the sun went down. It's midnight. It's time to go to bed. So it's just totally. But we did purchase a DVD player so that we can watch some movies. We're actively going to be taking downtime. We were talking to some other YouTubers about how they do their videos. Mm-hmm. And they do a few hours every day and then put out one video out a week. And then that way they can kind of have more of a little bit of a normal life. And I think we're going to be moving more towards that. But again, we like our lives. So we're going to be continuing on those.
Hello, Harry, Marie, and Natasha.
Hi, Harry. Welcome to our shenanigans.
Welcome to the end of the live. It's getting dark out here.
It is.
We do have some active animals.
I would definitely like to update you guys on the kitty cat. We do think it is a she.
We're hoping she's pregnant.
She is gaining weight. She's a little horker and eats a lot of food. So, but she's finally
We're
gaining weight.
not judging her, though.
Not at all. She could be a little fatty, and it is fine. But we put food on one of the tables, and she comes and goes and gets it. But she still thinks we're scary.
Wade, you're so cute. You can just say Heather. You say, "Cause we can farms Heather." That's really cute. Now that it's dark, winter is coming. Yes, when inside you bright lights and talk. My eyes are tripping out. Take vitamin D to help you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I do all that. SAD syndrome runs in my family, so it's a legit thing.
Harry wants to know how much snow. We got half an inch.
Half an inch the other day. It's kind of blown off. We had, we're warming back up. So we had this little cold blip. It's warming back up. And so we've been in the 40s. Today it was 43? It's 39 right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's starting to melt off a bit. We are going to have, it looks like 8 days of rain. So I'm not real sure how much we're going to get done. I guess my question to you guys is, if we have days like that where it's raining a lot, it's hard to film that. It's hard to film in that. We definitely could do an umbrella and try to do some filming, but with it being cold and getting wet and yada yada, I don't know, what kind of video would you want to see other than what we're doing inside the shipping container? Winter and holidays. I can't take enough vitamin D. Yeah.
I'm a person, not normal, but just made of person. Do you have a way to store the snow to let it melt?
I mean, we do have our swimming pool, but snow is really dirty. Have you ever seen melted snow? A couple of people have talked about that. And I think if you haven't been in an area, I did not know this. So I did not grow up where there was a lot of snow. I did not realize how dirty snow actually is. And so if you take some snow and you melt it, it's filthy because it does collect anything that's in the air when it's falling. So any pollutants, anything like that.
And also the amount of snow it takes to get
Yeah.
a small amount of liquid.
Yeah, we did that last year.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, so we would actually fill our water pot that sits on top of the wood stove to put moisture into the air with snow because we didn't want to use our store-bought water for that. And you would fill that sucker all the way up and you'd have like this much water when it melted.
KJ suggests, could we do some recaps or look back videos? Mary says dancing in the rain videos. Kelly says, whatever you do in the rain videos.
So we had talked about doing, and truly be honest with me, we talked about doing what I would do different, knowing what I know now versus what I knew when I did it. And like you're talking about looking back at, we made the decision to do this or that or whatever.
Alicia said, just drag us around with you. It doesn't matter what you. What about rainwater? ? Colleen wants to know.
We will be collecting rainwater. That's one of the big reasons why we want to get the roof on. You have to have the tanks in order to collect the water, and you guys, they are shockingly expensive. It's basically it's $1 a gallon. So if you have a 2,500 gallon tub, it's $2,500 to purchase that. It's right around there. Some of them have gone up, some of them are down. You can obviously find some that you like, the IBC totes you can get for a little bit less, and they do stack on top of each other, and so you do have that ability. But we're going to have to be finding some things to hold the water that we get. But that is the main thing we are thinking about, and I may put a poll out there. We do have an area that appears to collect water. So we were thinking about, based on Courtney and Riley with Ambition Strikes did a well and we were thinking about doing something very similar to that. It looks like theirs has worked really well. So we may do something like that. So we have the option of that. We have the option of, for those of you that don't know, we have a cave here on the property. Maybe we could go find that.
Drew says, just don't use the yellow snow.
Not the yellow snow.
Barry says, enough in your place. Got enough wood. How's the outdoor shower?
So the outdoor shower's frozen. We do not have enough wood. I don't think, it just is what it is. We had to make some decisions on working on the barn or doing firewood. And so we are expected to have less snow here and warmer temperatures. And so we're kind of prepared to process as we go. I had actually purchased some chains for my chainsaw, and it appears as if somebody used them, put them back in the box, and returned them. And then I bought them.
Because they were dull as poo.
Yeah. They had obviously hit rocks or something. And so I just got all of those sharpened. So we're going to be cutting. We're trying to get, we have material for trusses. We need to get it burned before it rains or covered. So huge possibility. We're just going to grab a tarp, cover those up, and start cutting firewood tomorrow.
Colleen said, we have a seasonal stream, thinking of a pond.
Oh, that will be
Virgil
so cool.
said pond, and then Virgil said, I thought they were only get a couple gallons a day.
From the video that they put out, they said that it was working for their needs. It was filling all their needs, the last video that I saw. Heather, you need to change gears. It's all about firewood now because you will get cold. So that's fantastic for somebody who does not YouTube and they don't have that as their job. My job is YouTubing. And so there's only so much cutting firewood videos you can do before people say, I don't want to watch you anymore. Cut firewood. But to be honest with you, and I
Right, KJ. Exactly.
Physically exhausted. Using a chainsaw is, I know you guys think that I do scary things all the time. I make educated decisions on things that I'm going to do, and I have been weak. I've been physically exhausted. And so that's why I did not go cut firewood, because I'm not going to try to hold a chainsaw when I can't even pick up a 25-pound bag. So that's why we had beautiful weather, and trust me, we wanted to be out there in it. But I'm just not going to put myself in that position.
Bless you, Darlene. She said I'd watch you cut firewood.
We're no Bradley.
You're not. We don't have 6-pack abs. Well, we probably should go. It is dark out there.
We should.
It's
dark.
so dark.
Thanks for hanging out with us on Halloween. You know, if you're bored and you want to watch some old videos, go ahead. They're hysterical. It helps the channel. Let your friends know, send them over, come hang out with us, all of the things.
Yeah. God bless.
Wade, what do you mean by camper?
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing out keywords?
No, he said you don't have to film it, but one thing you film is your work on the camper. I think he's talking about
the tiny house. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Everybody be safe. Enjoy yourself.
Good
Have
night.
some candy for me.
Boop.